there were three of us on the fire, and I have since the other two fellows were that year. That was their rookie year, and they were from McCall. Well, I ran into one of them, to Jeff Faraday, probably 10 years ago. He went on to jump in Alaska, and there's a reunion every year in Yakima of the Alaska jumpers at Rod Dow's house. And anyway, so I ran into Jeff Faraday there, and haven't seen him for 30 years, and so we're reliving the story. And he's an attorney over in Boise, and he's a great guy. Being like most attorneys, he's very smart and very articulate. So he told the story at dinner one night, which is after dinner, it's kind of story time. So and he did a great job. And so afterwards, I said, "Hey, let's write this down and submit it." So then he talks to Tom Collier, who was the other guy on the fire. Well, Tom has he's got the name of the fire, which I'd forgotten. He's got the Latin lawn, the location of it, so on and so forth. So he wrote up his version of the story, and then Jeff wrote up his, and then so now it's my turn to write up mine, and I got theirs, and it was amazing the things that they'd remembered that I'd forgotten, and hopefully there'll be a few things that I remember that they've forgotten. But it was a great, and again, the fire was nothing. It was all the well, say it's nothing, but it wasn't, it wasn't a big crowning fire that exploded and took off. It was on again on the west side of the Cascades up by Tacoma, and it was the biggest challenge of the fire was it was in the duff was about 18 inches deep. So to dig a fire line, 18 inches deep and 18 inches wide, whatever, and it was probably it was maybe 150 feet, 200 feet in diameter, but it just took us a long time, and this was my second year jumping, so I was in charge of the fire. I didn't know what I was doing, maybe later on I might have not been so adamant about we're building lines at the mineral soil and we're building it this wide and this deep and we're going to burn everything and so on and so forth. But I can tell you that fire was out when we left. But what made it, one of the things that made it fun was that we jumped out of a plane called the Aero Commander. The Aero Commander is a little twin-engine plane. I think it might take 4 jumpers at max, maybe 3 max. Anyway, and when you jump, we were used to the DC-3s and the Beech 18s. DC-3's got a great giant waist, out here, a great big door and you can get out of, and the Beech 18, smaller door, but a step and lots of room to get out. Well, the Aero Commander, it's a high wing plane, and the doors here, and literally the engine is right there. You're just looking at the cowling of the engine, and you sit on the edge, and you just do a little, half sort of kip off, just enough so your chute clears the lip of the door to get out. So it was exciting to jump that. I think we were the only 3 jumpers. This was 1970 in Washington, a big fire bust, and we were the only jumpers left, and we fly all over looking for a fire, and finally they find this fire for us, and we didn't didn't have radios. They were all outer radios, and the instructions said, you will be contacted by the district, they called them FCO, Fire Control Officer then, they're FMOs now. But anyway, you'll be contacted for your route out, your team. Okay, fine. So we jumped the fire, and the jump was fine. No problems there. And I get the fire, work on the fire, and maybe the second day, a little plane flies over and drops something. Well, we come to find out later that it was a little backpack pump with a note tied on it saying, here what you do is go to this trail that's north of you and take it down, and there'll be a pickup waiting for you at the road, and the key for the pickup will be underneath the air cleaner. So, but we didn't. But the thing landed in the middle of the biggest patch of vine maple I've ever seen in my life. I looked for it for a couple hours and threw up my hands. It was okay. So what are we going to do? Well, we got the fire put out. We got our map, and the map shows that there's a trail to the south of us. Well, I go do a little scouting around, and it looks to me like the trail's actually to the north of us. But we get no more communication, because they think that we've gotten their note. So, the third day, fire's out. We've burned up our paper sleeping bags, which was our first mistake. That's what we've been told to do, so you have to carry them out. So anyway, they were gone. We were out of food. We were out of water. Okay, we got to get out of here. And it's 3 o'clock or so, and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, okay, guys, looks to me like the map says that the trail's over here. I say the trail's over here. What do you want to do? And they said, okay, we'll go with you. So we get hike, and sure enough, there's a trail, and we pack out not just a mile or two, and hit a road, and lo and behold, here's a Forest Service pickup. Well, I look in the back of it, and there's some wooden stakes, like it was an engineering crew, and so I'd worked on an engineering crew, and I know that often they go out overnight for detail kind of thing. So, well, maybe those. So we look around, we don't see anybody. So Jeff, who goes on to become a lawyer, says, "Well, I know how to hotwire," and I think that we had to. That there, we found some kind of metal wire in the back to get down inside and get the door open, and then he gets under the dash, and in his description of the write-up of the thing, of course he goes into detail how he hot-wired the thing. So we drive into town, and then he remembered, again being the good attorney, the good memory, that we picked up a hitchhiker, and the Tom Collier was horrified. The government, we've stolen a government vehicle, and now we're picking up a hitchhiker, and we're going to all go to jail. So anyway, we drop this guy off. We don't know where the ranger station is. Back in those days, the service stations stayed open all night. We found an all-night service station. The guy told us, okay, here's where the ranger station is. And we get there, and there's a note in the door from from the FMO saying, "Wake me up! You know, my house is across the street here. I don't care what time it is. Wake me up!" So we knock on the door. He comes in his bathrobe, says, "Okay, you can go over to the barracks over here and sack out, and we'll get you some breakfast in the morning, and then fly you back to Winthrop," which they did, but it was crazy. And again, you know, little stuff. Most of the fires, most of the jumps aren't anything to write home about. Most of the fires aren't anything to write home about. But it's a little stuff in between that makes it memorable, makes it fun.